G'day, Rosa. Hi, how you doing?
Hi, Thomas. How
Oscar,
are you?
how are you?
How are you, mate? Good. I'm good.
Well, you've been great enough just to come and talk to me. Oscar and Rosa Montes, friends of mine since I started my own businesses in 2001. And since then, well, there's been a lot of moments where you have inspired me. I look at things and there isn't a moment when during the year I'm thinking, oh, what would Oscars do or how do they do these things, and just try to implement some of these principles in my own family. So I'm really grateful that you guys can come up for a beautiful podcast here. First of all, I want to talk to you about the family unit. I think that's the thing that inspired me the most. The three brothers, you have three boys and a daughter.
Yes.
They just like the finger of a hand, you know? Maybe a four-finger hand, but the finger of a hand.
You mean that we need another kid to make a full
or maybe there's another one that I don't know.
we can try. I mean, sorry.
I think it's good fun. I think it's good fun. No, Rosa, I look at this. The boys and Ali, they do things together. They buy assets together. I hear they bought farms together. They bought house together. At the end of each year, you guys go away for 2 or 3 weeks on an island. And for years, you just go and do that together. And they all married. They all have their own family. They all have their own children. I think it's almost impossible to even invite you to a place or invite you, because there isn't a weekend when you don't have something together. And that is, to a lot of people, that is not normal.
Well, to us it's normal. It's just, yeah.
So what's the recipe? Do you call your children all the time, every day?
Most of the times I call them, yes. There's not a day that goes by that I don't give them a call and say, how you going? What do you need? Is everything okay with the kids? You need anything? We need to get together this week, or can you do it? Or
But let me tell you that the kids call us, and especially the ones that they married to, our daughters-in-law, they're beautiful.
I think I've been blessed.
Our son-in-law is good, but he's a man, and he probably talks to his mom more than he talks to us, which is normal.
Yes.
But our daughters-in-law, they unbelievable. They ring Rosa. They got a relationship so good with Rosa. They dedicate time to be with us. They like us. They drink and eat same as us. They drink the mate that everybody talks about.
Yep.
They have the barbecues with us. They know how to cook. They learn things. They even learn Spanish with us. A lot.
Really?
A lot. A lot. Yes.
So beside the call, there has to be something else. I'm asking this because I'm trying my best, to even connect with my children and do some things, but I don't think that I have that connection the way you have. Maybe Veronique has, but still, on the weekend, it's hardly impossible to see Alexander. Charlotte has got more of that spirit, but I don't see that connection that you have managed, the two of you, to build. So all I wanted is, what is the formula? Not maybe for me, but for anyone who wants to really build a nucleus the way it is, because today's society, we all so busy. People are running around, they have their own things, they do their own things. I mean, Christmas is coming around, and already Charlotte's saying, well, I'll do Christmas Eve this year with you, and I'll do with his family next day. And do you have those kind of talks at home?
Of course, yes, we do. There is a set rule for us. Christmas Eve is for the family. So we all get together, but we got to understand too that they have their own families,
Right.
on the other side of the family, like my daughters-in-law and my son-in-law. So, we have to be prepared to share them. You share your kids with the other families.
Yep.
You can't just, have them all for yourself. So that's what we do, we celebrate on the 24th, and we all get together, not only with my side of the family, but all my mom, my brother, my sister, we all get together.
Yes.
So, we are all there, and then the next day everyone does their own thing, you can't be selfish about it, you have to share your kids. But yes, we do communicate a lot, what are we doing, what are we cooking, how are we gonna, how are we gonna do the day, things like that.
But what if they decided, no, my parents want me on Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve is good because in a way it's good that our kids married into not Uruguayans but other nationalities.
Yes.
So They don't celebrate the 24th.
Right.
None of them do.
Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah, I'm lucky. None of them do. Maybe if they say, yes, we're going to go and spend Christmas Eve with them, well, it is what it is. But I don't know, it's just everyone thinks that the 24th is just a family day. They want to do it
Right.
either at home or my brothers, that's where we usually get together. I don't think they wanted to break up that tradition.
Okay.
I don't think they do.
So what is another ingredient in what the two of you do?
I don't know whether there is an ingredient. We have done this from many, many years. Like I was brought up this way, my mom had always put us together, and she's 19 now, and she has done that. So maybe
she
because
lives with you.
She lives with us, and maybe because I try to follow what she's done over all these years, get the families together and, make sure that, at least one day a week or once a month, we all get together. That's what she does, and I don't know, that's what I've been doing.
We come from a tradition that Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and New Year, they were family days. And since we remember, we were brought up that way.
Yes.
We used to get together back in where we come from, even if we have very little that day to eat or to celebrate together, but we were together. But we were brought up that way, and we brought up our kids that way. Well, I remember in talking about Alexander is a young man. He is not committed to get married or to have a stable relationship as yet. But even when my kids were that way, they will not go anywhere on the 24th.
Right.
If they were going to go out on the 24th or the 31st, they were going out after we celebrate and we say Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and then they disappear. The same way that we used to do when we were younger. Not so much Rosa, because she came to Australia when she was 15. But I came to Australia when I was 20. And I remember since I was 15, I used to wait until 12 o'clock where we had the celebration and we bring our glasses together. And then by 12:10, 12:15, I was out of the house, going dancing, going out with my friends.
Yeah.
But at least we spent the night together with the family.
Yeah.
That was a must. Mm-hmm. And in some families, it can be achieved, but we don't know how we do it. We don't have a plan. But
No.
that's from doing it from day one. And when
I'm just talking about Christmas, but you guys celebrate together almost 30 odd weekends in a year. Do you know,
It is hard.
so I'm not just talking about Christmas Eve. I understand Christmas Eve, that's an easy thing. But how do you do it? Everyone's busy, but at least 30 weekends, they are all together. And sometimes I talk to them, they say, oh, sorry, Thomas, I can't do it because I've got a family.
Yeah, we do that. We do that, especially in our birthdays, like my mother-in-law's, my birthday, Rosa's birthday, our grandchildren's birthday. We try to be together. There is always the odd one that couldn't make it for any particular reason. Like this weekend is Michael's birthday, but unfortunately Daniel and Jason will not be there. Their family will, because they got a CrossFit competition. And,
Yes.
and they didn't remember when they booked in, and they were so sorry not to be there. And I'll see them talking, and I hear them talking, and they were apologizing to the older brother because of that. And the older brother was giving them a go and say, oh yeah, you don't love me, you don't worry about it. But I know that they feel sorry that they have to go. And that's been all their life. Our kids are good, but we didn't...
They're not born good. This is why we're talking,
Yeah,
right?
but we didn't make a rule that say you got to be good. It came out because they saw us the way we are.
Yeah. I had a chat with a friend not so long ago, and he said, you know what I like about the Montes boys? We go to seminars and we see them in the morning having breakfast, and they hug each other. They actually give each other a kiss.
Yes.
We do.
Do you know? So or even people who work in your office, like every morning it's like a series of kiss to dad, to the younger brother, to the older brother. I'm telling you, it's not normal for a lot of these families these days. It's g'day from far and
Shaking hands.
and so when you say it's the way, there is something that you do in the way. And sometimes we do things we don't really think, but now it takes someone like me to ask you the question, and you're going, oh, what was it that we did? How did we do that, you know?
We incorporated that, and now I remember the beginning with the Wiseberry or Synergy or whatever.
Yeah.
At the beginning, we were shaking hands and saying hello to people. And slowly we started to hug each other. Mm-hmm. You just hugged me when I came in, and you hugged me last weekend when I saw you.
Yeah.
And even in the office, it's a lady that hasn't been with us for long. She's been with us for 3 or 4 months. And one day she said to me, "Am I not part of your business?" And I said, "Why?" "Because you come and kiss all the girls and you don't give me a kiss." I say, "Look, I don't know how you're going to take it, but yes, please come and hug me and I will hug you every day because that's the way I am."
Yep.
But because she was an older lady, Australian born, of course, and I didn't know how she was going to take it. But she felt part of the business now, part of the family, because she said, "Look, I love the way you do it."
So who disciplines them back in the younger days?
I think it was the two of us.
Yeah, but I'm
I
the
think it
bad
was
man.
a-
Like every family, I'm the bad person.
You're the bad person.
I'm always am. But Rosa was the one that put the rules on.
Yeah, I think it was the two of us. I always think that the woman is the one that rules the house.
Right. Yeah, I know.
The woman has to rule the house.
I'll never forget, we were living together in one house.
Yes.
At one stage. Daniel, Michael and his wife, Jason and his girlfriend, Alex and the kids and the husband in the back house, in the rear house. And we were having dinners and lunches together. And that time we were all working together. And the table was a mess because we were arguing about things. We were arguing about why didn't you close the cell? How is this tenant behind? And one day my wife came to us and said, "Listen, this is family time. No more talking about business while we're eating. I don't want anyone to say a word." And believe me, that worked so well. That was about, 15 years ago. That worked so well, less than 15, 10 years ago. Since then, we hardly talk
Okay, so
about business at home.
yeah,
We don't argue about business. You can't argue about business when you're having a dinner.
I understand.
Because a conversation can lead into an argument. And that you leave that outside the door. Even when he comes in, I say, "Can you just step out? Walk in again? Because you're at home now." Your day can be really, crazy. And it happens to me too. You know, it can be really crazy, too many things. You think, "No, I'm home now. That's it. All the problems can be solved later on in an hour or two or tomorrow."
So it didn't happen overnight. When you ask a question, the whole family complies. So it has to happen from somewhere in the beginning. The first time that you really asked them and they didn't do that, did you whip them? Did you
No.
take them and reject them?
I think with the kids, they are, when we say something, they do think about it. They might come back and say, "No, it's not like that. I don't agree with you, whatever." But they usually go back and think about it. And in this case, about the argument at the table, they thought about it and it's not worth it. It's a good time, a family time. They can do it another time. You know what I mean?
So you let them go for a little while, and then it only when it bugs you, or
When it bugs me,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
When it bothers me. When it gets too silly, then all of us girls start looking at each other and thinking, "Okay, this is not looking good."
But
Stop
I
them.
think it even goes further. I've been around you guys a few times at your place, which, by the way, your house can actually house 100 families. I've seen it. You've got a hallway that is bigger than many houses I've been into, just the hallway. So you can, the full family. Now, is it possible that maybe the children, as they were growing up, were actually watching the relationship between the two of you, that when you were saying certain things that was pretty serious and you were probably respecting each other and they were learning from it?
I think there is a lot of respect there.
Yes.
That's what you need to have from your kids.
So
You got to respect your kids,
yes,
but you also got to teach your kids to respect you. I mean, they may come back with a different idea of things, they may come back and answer you back, but you got to say, why. You got to ask them, what is it that you're not happy about, or whatever it is. It could be anything. When they're 10 or 12, they answer back. But, when you get to this age, when they're adults, we're all adults. We got to respect each other. So, we talk to each other. We're not perfect. But, at the end of the day, they know that we're there for them. We're always there for them, for the kids. Doesn't matter.
When I, particularly myself, when I gave him the tools or tried to run the office,
yeah,
or run the offices now, I used to bug in a lot. And that brought me a lot of headaches with them because They were saying to me, hey, you want to get in? Take over. You want us to take over? Get out. Or just be quiet.
Yeah.
And slowly, you all learn to be quiet and let them run everything now that they are adults and they know what they're doing. But I remember from day one, we had a lot of fights and arguments until one day, I think it was you or someone else said to me, don't worry, man, you'll get through. And I've been teaching that to other members of my family where they got children working in the family.
And you tell them the same thing.
And I tell them the same thing. I say, look, don't worry. You're going to have arguments at the beginning, but later on, it's going to be so good because it's nothing better than have all your family in your business. And now I say to them, I ring them, I speak to them almost every day as well when I'm not at work. And even if I'm at work, I don't see them. Everybody's doing their own thing. I don't get involved with them. They don't get involved with what I'm doing. And I'll ring them and say, listen, Alex, Michael, Jason, Daniel, I'm here. Do you need anything? Call me. If you need anything, call me. I'm always let them know that I'm there for them.
Right.
Whether they want to call me or not, up to them. Because if they need me, they will call me.
So the two of you are still calling every one of your children every day?
I do.
We do call them every day.
Okay, that is the
Or
ingredient that is
sometimes it's not a call, sometimes it's a message.
just a message. Yeah.
Hey, how are you? You need anything? Is everything okay? How are the kids? You know.
How the children? How are their children?
You need anything?
Or they call me and they say, oh man, what are you doing? What are you doing today? Oh, I'm doing this. Why don't you come over and we have some tea or coffee at my home? It's my day off. Sometimes I say, oh yeah, but I don't feel like. And she say, now let's go.
I'm always trying.
Because I don't want to go every day, but she loves to go to my children's place every day. She goes shopping with them. She goes shopping with the grandchildren. She brings all the grandchildren to my place. At least once a fortnight, they sleep over.
Wow.
I get out. They kick me out of my bed. They do everything, but I love it. It's nothing better than having the children. And now the older ones not so much because Alex one, they're all teenagers. But having the little one, which is 6 of them, at my place at one time, I love it. It's a mess when they leave.
Yeah.
But having breakfast together and prepare everything and asking me questions and answer them questions, that's excellent.
Wow. Well, that keeps you very, very young too, in the mind. You know that, having young children. Now, I still remember one seminar, young Daniel was pissed the day after the night, the big night, and he was in bed. When I saw him at 10:30, he said, oh man, you wouldn't believe it. Mom just came and she just gave it to me. She kicked me out of bed. Right? And so it was fantastic for me to even see a young 22 or 23-year-old, turning around and saying, no, whatever mom says, I just do it.
You still do it now if we think that there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Like drinking or smoking too much, she goes and tells them off, which, a different way.
Yeah.
But just tell them, do you remember this? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? You got a family. You got this, you got that. And I'm not saying that my kids drink and smoke a lot, but it helps because they realize that they're doing the wrong thing to me.
Yeah.
To us, they're doing the wrong thing.
I understand. So, Oscar, you came over here when you were 20.
1977.
All right, with obviously nothing. And then you have built a business empire that your kids have taken over. So do you want to just tell me what has been the hardest along that journey?
The hardest of the journey is to understand that my kids are 4 separate individuals. For more that they look like a hand with 4 fingers, but they separate individuals and they all have a different way. And you know very well how they are, because you try them as well. Some of them are hard to comply when you tell them to do something, or if you ask them in a different way, they get it to heart, and it's very hard to get them working, to get them to understand that you meaning the right thing to them, you know. But some of them, they give you a fight every time you talk to them. Others will say yes, but will do it different way. That was my hardest part, to give my tools to them and let them run my business. It took me about 2 to 3 years to get it together.
Yes, because when you're having that kind of respect and that kind of family relationship, and then suddenly you put work and money talk into it, the first few years must have been quite challenging.
Yes.
How did you handle that, Rosa?
In regards to real estate,
Yes, so in regards to when they took over that business empire.
well, I know it was hard for Oscar.
Right.
So I think it was just a matter of us talking, and I said to them, well, they're different people.
Yeah.
You know, they, each one of them, but we have the responsibility of giving them all the tools to start with this business. They wanted to be in it. And Oscar knew how to run it, but Oscar wanted to run it his way.
Yes. But
So-
was there time when, like sometimes, I've seen children do this. They use their children to punish the grandparents sometimes when they're unhappy. Sometimes by saying things like, oh, you know what? We're not coming to this next week's visit, or we don't do this, but really it is coming from an argument that they had in business, for example. You ever had these things happening?
No, not with our kids.
Okay. So whenever they had an issue, for example, at work, and quite often it's with Oscar, because Oscar has got
A way to say things.
that need to, I won't say control freak, but the control freak probably comes from the fact that he doesn't want anything bad to happen to the family, so he wants to oversee and check that mistakes are not happening. But then sometimes, and I've got my children that saying that to me sometimes, Dad, you're suffocating us. You're not letting us do our own things, So how do you reconcile that?
I'm not too sure. I suppose it's just talking to them. It's just always
You take
gotta
them-
have the relationship. You gotta talk to them. You gotta see what's bothering them. How you can sort that out. How you can meet somewhere in the middle there. I think that's how he's done it.
Yeah.
Because in regards to real estate, I haven't been really involved.
Yes.
Apart from working a little bit at the office. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's probably easier with Oscar. You just tell him, do it, right? But with the children, you just have to relax a little bit and manage the relationship a little bit, because they're free adults.
That's right, they're adults. And they got their own way of thinking,
Yeah.
they got their own way of running the business. Sometimes we wish that they would see things like we see it, because we've been there in a lot of the places, in a lot of the ways, We've been there,
Yep.
So they will listen to us and that. But sometimes you have to fall, get up. It's part of life. We've done it too.
Yes.
We had said many times, if we listened to our parents, this wouldn't have happened or whatever. And that's what happens with the kids, even if they're running a business now that is a good business, sometimes they need to, fall and then realize, okay, yeah, he was right, or it was, the wrong decision that we made or whatever.
My main worry was always, they're all in business because of me.
Yes.
No one was born in saying, I'm going to be a real estate agent.
Yes.
And the only one that always say, I want to be with you, that was Jason, really. Because he didn't want to study, and he'd say, I want to be with you, I want to be... But all the others came in because they got sick of what they were doing.
Yep.
And they asked me to come in to join the business. But my worry was that they're into a business that if it goes bad, we all suffer. The 5 families
Yes.
suffer, right? And that was my main worry, not to let him go down. And it still is in my back of my mind. I mean, I don't need to go to the office. I don't need to create anything because they do very well. But I like to go and make a few sales here and there just to help them to put the cream on the cake.
Yes.
And then I look at it and say, that's the profit for this month, or that's the profit for the year. If I make 3 sales this month, I know that those 3 sales will help to them, mainly, because honestly, we don't need to be there, for them to be better and not to have a problem in business.
Yeah.
And that's my worry. Mm-hmm. My worry is that one day, and I hope not, things collapse, and they're not going to tell me it's your fault. But in the back of my head, I'm gonna think, oh, it is my fault. They should have become this or that instead of coming with me.
Yes.
That was always been my problem.
Wow.
That's why sometimes I look a bit rude to them.
Yes.
I used to say, don't do this, don't do that. But now slowly I just giving them, take it in easier because I know they can do it.
Well, you're relaxing then. Or maybe something else has happened, because in between those business empire in real estate, Rosa, you have started a monster of yours. So you want to tell us what happened? I mean, you woke up one day bored and you thought I'm going to do something?
In regard to my business, it was
Yes.
a business that just started like very little.
So it's a cleaning business.
The cleaning business, it just was a business that I got to the stage where I was sick of it.
Right.
So I went and studied bookkeeping so I could work in the office with Oscar until one day I got a phone call
Yeah.
asking to do a job near home. And I thought, no, I don't want to do this anymore. But then I went in there and I talked to a guy and I said, yeah, we can do it, you know. And that was the beginning of this new business that I started.
Yes.
Like I started creating relationships with one person, another. Then I had to start to employ people and...
Hold on. So when did you start it?
It was...
Well, the business was
Oh,
set
no, the
up
business started when...
1990 we started.
Yeah.
Right.
We used to live in a place called Ashcroft.
Yes.
That's what we call Ashcroft Cleaning Service.
Oh, that's
So
right.
we started a long time ago when the kids were little.
Yes.
And I needed to go to work. So I thought the only way that I could do that is starting this new business, and when Oscar go home from work, he could look after the kids and I could go out and work.
Wow.
And that's how we started. And ever since, you know, I worked like that, but then I got to the point when I said I was sick of it. And I started working at the office.
Yes.
And then this other phone call came in, and it came in at the right time because that's when we really needed it.
Yes.
And I started working with this big company, and that's it. It just happened.
It came to a
One
stage where
project,
it was
yeah.
so much work. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was just one day this guy came in and said, do you want to do this and that? And I said, yeah, of course I can. You know, and then I started employing people and started to organize this cleaning business that I didn't want to do.
Yes.
But it was there. It was given to me like that.
Okay. So what do you clean?
We clean offices.
Yes.
But we work in construction. So everything that is construction, we do that. We work for big companies. So
You wouldn't take like a little guy running a small.
Yeah, we do. We
Right.
do anything. We never say no.
Yes.
Because that's how I started. It was a little job.
Yes.
And that's how I started with that little job. And
The good thing is, if you are nice to people, people are nice back to you. And especially when it's a big companies are looking for people that they can trust.
Yeah, reliable.
And reliable, and
Yeah.
they know we're available 24/7. We don't mind at this stage of our life if one of her cleaners falls sick at 2 o'clock in the morning doing a nighttime job, and if the bosses say now it's gonna be done, we don't mind to put our working boots on and go and do it. At this stage of our life, we still do it. And those big bosses, they know we do it.
Yes.
Like if a client says, Oscar, I want to see this house at 11 o'clock tonight, I'll do it. Or Sunday morning at 6 in the morning because it's the only time I do it. Whether they buy or not, whether they list or not, I still do it because those people will call me back. I had a call the other day from a guy that I sold a house to him 25 years ago. And he called me and said, Oscar, I've been here for 25 years. I will not deal with anyone else other than you because I remember you got me the business, you got me the property, you got me the finance, and forever. And I haven't seen that guy again. He just rang me out of the blue. You know why? Because we care.
Yes.
I think it's about creating relationships too.
Yes,
Yeah. When they know your
which you're
face,
very
which I
good.
do.
Which
Looks
you're very
like
good
it.
at. Looks.
Because that's what I do. I just go to the office, say hello to them, and there's all these people say, hi, Rosa, and I think, who is this person, you know, because
It's unbelievable. Yes. Every time we go to the big offices or where the workers are there, either her or myself, they come and say hello. We don't know, sometimes we don't remember the names, but they're all the bosses, and they give us an extra job.
Yeah.
They give us an extra job because I say, oh, you know what? I got this other job here. You want to organize? Oh, yeah, no problem. We'll organize it. So we get someone to do it, and, you know, it's unbelievable because they know that we give to them.
And this job now, is it taking a lot of your time?
It does take a bit of time. I got some help.
Yes.
So I got extra girls helping me, like doing all the office work and that, but it does take a bit of my time.
Right. So what happens now? I mean, the man has been running his own show for 40 years. He goes, now the kids can take over. I've passed that empire into the four of them. Now you're getting busy.
I'm getting really busy, but I've been really busy for the last few years.
Yes. What is it? Last 5, 6 years? Have you?
Yeah.
I haven't heard you.
7 probably.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
more than that.
So all of a sudden it exploded, right?
All of a sudden it went really big.
So
And
don't you
then-
have a bit of friction with your husband saying, "Hey,
No.
listen, this is time to travel"? Because I know he's a traveler.
Yeah, no.
He's a world traveler.
I love. We're just waiting to go next.
Yes.
I'm just telling her every day, let's book something.
Yes.
It's just when you have a business, you have to manage your time too. So we go away, we can't just go away again for a month because things happen and you can't just be too far away, you know, you just need to fix all these problems and you don't relax. So our holidays are 2 weeks,
Yes.
3 weeks, no more than that.
Oh, really?
Can't
So-
do it.
so-
like, no, we do like a few holidays a year.
Oh yeah, we do it 3-4 times. We've
But we
traveled
can't
a
just
lot.
be away. It is a very, it's not a set environment like, you know, you say you have this to do. No, everything changes continuously. So you had too many people working for you, you know, anything could happen. The kids have helped me a lot. too.
Yes.
Yes, all of
Yeah,
them.
if we are
Yeah.
not around,
Yeah.
they do put their working boots
they
on
have.
and they go and check the job.
They have, we got the boys to you know, to go to sites and, you know, this is what we do, this is what I do, this is what needs to be done when we are away. They take care of that, in which they done. You know, the 3 of them and the girls too, they have help.
And we got Linda
So-
and Giovanna
Giovanna
helping
helping,
her
yeah.
in the office as well.
Yes. That's an amazing thing.
But
Most people listening, they're going to say, no, there's no such thing as this. I mean, it's enough to be a family. On top of that, we have to do that with work.
It's
Then we-
beautiful, man.
no, it is good. It is good. We even now we setting up a little bit more into the business, like you know, adding carpet cleaning, adding other things that we want to do, buying the machines, you know, just incorporating more things into the business. See what
You're
happens.
selling the machine too?
No, we're not selling. We're doing the carpet cleaning. Not yet.
Oh, I
We-
thought I saw that the other day. That's why I thought you're getting into the business of selling.
No, carpet
We
cleaning.
could get,
We
but
could,
no, but
no,
it's
no.
too much because it's so easy now. Because honestly, man, there are business and you go around like you see many real estate agents, and you see many cleaning contractors or companies that supply cleaning products, and they behind 200 years.
Yes.
And you say, if I had the time to do this, I will make it worth 3 times better. Not because I know, it's because it's a little bit of care here and there, you know?
Yes.
It's treating the business a different way, and that's the way we do. Yeah, I might bring you one day to one of the sites, and you'll see I can't stop saying hello to people.
Oh my God.
And you're talking about thousands of people in one site,
Wow.
big sites. We employ over 100 people.
Yeah.
We had over 40 people working in the tunnel on the M4.
Yeah, because we were running 3 projects at the same time.
Cleaning the
Three projects, so we
The
had
tunnels.
3 different projects at the same time. So we had people in one project, people in another
Yes.
project. So that's how we become all these 100 plus employees all of a sudden, we just needed to, you know, take care of. You know, and this is an everyday 24-hour business because, you know, you have cleaners working there, you know,
24/7.
24/7. So you got to make sure that everything is there. From the simple thing of a toilet paper, you don't want to bother a big boss that he hasn't got toilet paper there. So it is up to us to make sure that the big boss there doesn't have to worry about little things. So we
Wow.
worry about the little things, so they don't have to worry about anything else but paying us our bill when we send them the bill.
Yeah, you'll send them the bill for the toilet paper.
Oh yeah, of course.
Everything. We supply everything. So we come here and we say, Thomas, look, we'll take care of all of these. You don't have to worry about anything.
Wow.
Yeah, we will do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's an amazing thing. So now, there's another thing that inspires me a lot. And I've tried it, but I have failed. I tried it with some of our friends to pool their money together and buy properties. Now, I believe that your children almost buy everything together.
Yes, not everything, but yes, they do. They have the superannuation all together,
Yes.
and we bought a couple of farms up the Hunter Valley together. We bought one with them, and they bought another one on their own, which is attached to each other.
Yes.
then they got their own ways.
Okay.
Sometimes I go in with Daniel, sometimes I go in with Michael. We did it with Alex in the past, with Jason as well. They buy wherever they think that is a good business. They got a different idea of buying properties like we do. They want to buy, because they're younger, they want to buy properties and they talk about income,
Right.
the return. We want to buy properties, or I want to buy properties where I can sell it tomorrow and make money,
Capital gain.
capital gain.
Yep.
Because I'm over 60
Yes.
and we don't know how long we're going to be here for. So I want to enjoy and leave behind money to my kids to use it the way they want to.
Yeah.
I'm more into buy and sell. They're more into buy and keep.
Yes. Okay.
But yeah,
But there's no rules that we have to do it everything together.
no, there is no rules. No. If I see a good deal,
Yes.
and which I think I can buy, but first I ask him what do you think, and if I think that they want to get into it, I'll ask him if they want to get into it with us. And if they say no, fine. If they say yes, fine, and we'll do it together.
Okay.
And then it comes some of them that have different ideas what to do with the property, and we do this, we do that, and then we have a meeting and we decide what to do with it.
Now, is it possible that you become a mother, then a grandmother, and suddenly you want to take on that kind of a size business, Rosa? When maybe you should be thinking, I'm asking a question, let's enjoy the grandkids now, let's
But I
put
do.
more time.
She does.
But I do enjoy the grandkids. I always make the time to enjoy the grandkids. And
Yeah, but the business, if it starts to employ that many people, it means
that's
also
all right.
more headache.
It can be done. That's
No,
all right.
she does.
It can be done. I never say no, when I get a phone call or a message saying, can you look after the kids, this weekend or during the week, or take one of them to the doctors because the mom is working or whatever. I can always do that. I can manage my time so I can do whatever for my family. At the end of the day, my family is first.
Yes.
I know that this business is a good business and I have to look after it because it's for them as well.
Yes.
But I can manage. Yeah, no, I can do that.
So it's never too much. But is there a time when you're exhausted?
Of course. Of course. There are times when I'm exhausted.
Yeah, but
And
she
there
never
are
gives
times,
up.
there are times when I think, oh my God, this is so much,
Yes.
I just need a break. I just need to sit in front of the TV, watch TV for an hour. My mind, switches off.
Yes.
And then I come back to it and I'm okay.
Right.
Yeah, don't forget that I have my mom too.
Yes,
look
I
after.
know. That's and she just celebrated her 90th, isn't it? It was a big gathering.
Yeah.
I wasn't invited.
No,
Just want to let you know.
She wanted, my mom has got a very strong mind. She just wanted her family.
Yes.
She didn't invite any friends at all.
Yes.
And there was
Wow.
more than 40 of us anyway. There was a big family.
Yeah, it's unbelievable because we had the idea of having a
Friends.
big party with all
Yep.
friends, people that been around all the time, and no, she said no, only family. And I said, what about your friends that come and visit you once a week, and you have tea in the afternoon, and she's got a couple of ladies. No,
Wow.
just a family.
Yeah, just a family. But I think it was a bit too much anyway. I don't know, I haven't been 90 yet, if I get there.
Yeah.
But I think for her, when you're 90, I think trying to talk to everyone, and it's a bit too much.
Yes, it is.
It was a bit lost.
So it was a bit too much. We had a lot of family from overseas, so I had my house full of guests.
We
as
had
well.
10 people from New Zealand at my place, and 2 from South America, from Uruguay.
Wow.
So it's a lot. It was a lot.
All family that could make it.
It is too much. You were there. This last Saturday we had Vernick's 50th, and there were close to 100 people there.
Oh, we did say that, yeah.
And I don't think I said more than 10 words to you.
Yeah, you were very rude on the day.
No, but it's okay.
And when the night was finished and I went to bed at 4:20, I turned around and thought to myself, hold on, how fast did this go?
Yeah.
And I hardly said hello to everyone, that. So 40, I can imagine, especially when you're 90, and
Pretty much.
you have to occupy and say probably hello to everyone, taking photographs with everyone and hugging everyone. I understand that. Now, just to finish this podcast, can I just ask the two of you, what would be 5 advice you would share with someone who would say, I want to create that kind of family unit? A family unit where children and parents bond and go through whatever until...
I think it's communication, you know.
Number one?
I think communication. You gotta talk to them. You gotta see where they're coming from, like, you know, what they want to say to you and understand their way, you know. I think that's one. I don't know.
But Oscar, there was a time when he didn't want to understand them. I mean, how can you say communication?
But I do.
G's the one that rules me now. G's the mind breadwinner now.
Right.
I whatever she says, I'm happy with. No, but the second one I think is the values of the family, to teach your children since they're little. I cannot believe in some families, with all the respect,
Yep.
they don't sit together at nighttime or lunchtime to have dinner or lunch together. Your one has lunch or dinner in the room, the other one has lunch or dinner in the other room.
Yes.
The other ones have lunch or dinner watching TV. In our household, when the little kids were little, we were sitting at the table, eating together, and talk about the day.
Wow.
And we're not an example of family, don't take me wrong.
Right.
But that's value, the value of the family union. Don't forget, and I always say, and I say to you, there are those 2-minute friends that they come and go very fast, and you think they the best in the world.
Yes.
They not. Your family, your brothers, your sister, your wife, your children, your mom, your dad. They're the best in the world.
Right.
Then you need friends because you need to get on with other things. But don't forget, number one priority is always the family, the values of the family.
And I'm sure that speech, you've given it to them like all throughout their years.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
And that's how they are with their families.
Yes.
You know,
They all sit together.
Any of them, like Michael, for example, they sit together, they have dinner, they talk, you know, and that's so important. They don't go up to the room and just do their own thing, you know. Dinner time is a time to share. And all of them do the same, you know, even Ale with the kids, you know, and James is 18 already. He's got to sit, you know, and Ale tells James, you go and visit your great-grandmother at least once a week, you know. She tells him not to forget that because she's older, forget the grandmother, because, you know, young kids are always busy. No, you got to spend time. And he goes there, and James doesn't speak Spanish, and my mom's English is pretty bad.
Right.
But he still goes in there and they make pancakes and they share that, you know. That is so beautiful.
Yeah, but that's his great-grandmother to him.
That's his great-grandmother. He comes and see me too, but it's different, you know, because we can talk and that. And
Yep.
I hate it when I see people saying, this weekend I'm going to visit my nan, which is somewhere in a retirement village. Oh yeah, how long have you haven't seen her? Oh, I haven't seen her for 6 months. I'm sorry.
So wrong.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Is your grandmother or your great-grandmother
You know,
or your mother?
I call the kids, you know, when I talk to them, I say, have you gone and visited, my kids, my grown-up kids.
Yes.
Have you gone and visit your Lila? 'Cause that's how they call it.
Wow.
Have you
Yep.
gone and see your Lila? Just 5 minutes for a cup of tea. Because it's not that they forget, it's just that they're busy.
So,
And I
they-
said,
so
only
here
why-
it is. So there is that reminder that is constantly there. So the two of you are constantly sending messages that reminds them on the daily basis of some of those obligations, familial obligations.
Of course.
Would that be in the point number 2, values, or is it number 3? Oh, so what's a number 3? This is good.
Well, we got 1 and 2. Number 3 is to go out with them and find out what they like and accommodate also to their lives. My kids, they love fishing and hunting, right?
Yeah.
Since they were 5 years old. My rule was when you turn 5, you come hunting with me. Now they take me hunting.
Right.
But when they take me hunting, sometimes I don't feel like, because I want to stay, I want to do other things. I want to go out with my friends and have lunch at the best restaurant in Sydney.
Yeah.
But I do it because I want to be part of their life as well. So I'm away from them, but I'm there when they want me. They ring me and say, hey Dad, let's go to the farm this weekend. We're going to do this work. I'll go there. And even if I cannot do the job that they're doing, I cook for them.
Yes.
So that's another thing, that to be part of your family or your kids' life as
Yes.
well.
Right. I get
Not to be there every day, bothering them, but when they They call you, be there for them.
Oh, nice.
So you go number 3.
Yep, he got number 3. Come on, I'm probably asking for 5 ingredients. Or are you trying to keep this a secret? You only want the Montes family to be a secret?
No. It's not a secret. Like, it's just something so normal to us. I don't know. Or
Yeah,
to
we
me.
just do it.
Or maybe I'm just too crazy, and it's the way that I do, that I manage my family. I don't know. I never
And I
thought
say
about it like that.
to buy a lot of clothes to the grandchildren and then spend a lot of
But
money
I'm
every
always-
week. Going shopping every day and coming back with a lot of...
Well, men go hunting, women go shopping. I mean, what's the problem?
Of course.
No, I think another part is to invite your children also to be part of your life and enjoy. My children know what we're doing every day. We don't disappear. If they know that we're here today,
Right.
they know that we're going to go the long weekend on the 23rd when it's the Wiseberry Award night.
Yes.
We're going to spend the night at the hotel, and on Sunday morning we're going to go for yam cha all together or have lunch somewhere. They know what we're doing,
Yes.
and we invite them to be part as well. Not only to be part of their family, they're part of us. We don't hide. If we're going to go to Europe, we just say, listen, guys, we're going to Europe. Anyone want to come with us? Or we're going to go to the North Coast.
Yes.
Anyone coming with us?
Wow.
That's another thing that we always
At the
asking.
moment, I'm booking. Actually, I've just booked on the way here a house to go at the end of the year, and I just can't go too far. I mean, we can go anywhere pretty much. And I thought, no, this year we can't go too far away because Linda, she's about to have a baby and she can't travel too far.
That's only in February.
That's in February, but we're going in
January.
January,
Right,
okay?
right,
That's
right.
2
Oh,
months
I see,
away.
I see, yep.
Or a month and a half away. So I thought, okay, she probably need a break, and she can come and stay with us. And so I rented a house that is big enough for all of us.
Yes.
Linda can come along, and because Jason and Daniel are working as well,
Yep.
you know, they can come along for the weekend if they want to, and the girls can come and spend the time with me. And I'm happy that my daughters-in-law, when they don't usually want to see the daughters-in-law don't usually want to see a mother-in-law, but they'll be happy to be with me.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And take the kids, you know, and I got to take my mom.
Yes.
Can't leave my mom on her own at home.
You got a very good husband.
Well, he's got to follow me. What is he gonna do? Poor thing. He said, I don't want the south. I don't want to go south. Well, I'm sorry. I just walked south.
I don't like the South Coast.
Across the road from the water. It is what it is.
because Alex has booked a house to go to the South Coast, so
Yes.
he wants to be close to Alex
Right.
and not too far away from home.
Yes.
So Daniel and Michael and Jason, if they're working, they can come.
No, Michael's going somewhere else.
Okay, visiting. But we always thinking about the kids, and
Yes.
the kids are always thinking about us. Eh?
Yes.
But it wouldn't be
It
a
works
holiday.
both
Can you
ways.
imagine
Yes.
going on a holiday at the end of the year and not having any of my grandkids around or the
We
girls
can't do it.
around? And it's just not the same.
That's an amazing thing. So that's great stuff. Wow.
But maybe we're a bit crazy too, you know? It's a
No,
way-
I don't think it's crazy. I think it's a way of being a parent. I think it's a way of really applying the values of family. That's not crazy. I think that we tend to forget, and we tend to, maybe I've lived this way, but we tend to forget those bonds, you know, and we get busy with life. Then we start to think probably that now that we have our children, that's family. And let's forget the people at the top. Let's forget the parents, the grandparents, you know. And the way that you are doing it is, as the family grows, that doesn't mean that we have to get rid of the upper line. You're all inclusive. You're still holding to the upper lines. That's an amazing
That's for
thing.
sure.
What about your fifth one, Rosa? Oscar 3-1. I mean, this is why he loves soccer. He's into kicking goals.
See, that's the only thing that I want people to leave me alone when I'm watching my soccer.
Yes. So no soccer down that house that you're renting?
Yes, mate, it's gonna
Of
be.
course
If
it's
it's a
gonna be.
competition, it's gonna be, man.
No,
we
but I
make
mean-
sure.
Oh, you make sure you have a satellite for him.
We make sure we got satellite, we got Netflix, because I love my Netflix as well.
Yes.
And my Foxtel to watch my soccer games. That's one thing that I love. And not only that, we travel together, as you know. I take the kids to all the soccer games when we went to the World Cup, and we're hoping to go to Qatar. But this time, at Qatar, looks like we may go all together. And
Wow.
Yeah, 2022 World Cup.
We'll see, she says.
I wouldn't mind. That's okay.
Qatar is a nice country to go.
So what's our last tip?
I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's just
The last tip is to get involved, but not too much with the
Okay.
kids.
to be honest with your kids, eh? I think so. Just to be honest with them. Just
And
make sure that you're there for them. Make sure that, but also talk to them. I think you can get a lot just by talking to your kids, you know.
But that's communication. So now
That's
you're
good.
going back to you're
so
milking
they
point
can-
one.
Yeah.
You're milking point one.
I don't know.
It's all
Yes,
to
you
do-
do know. What if you didn't know? What if I said to you, I need that final tip? What would that be?
I would
We had communication. We had values.
Yeah.
We had when the kids ask us to be involved, let's be involved. We had when we are doing something, involve them.
Yes.
What would be the fifth one?
Do we need a fifth one?
We do need a fifth one. The more the merrier. I mean, if I could sit down here all day and ask you for 50, I'd do 50. But I just want your top 5.
I think that it's a mix of everything, but the number 5 is something that some parents, I see them, they don't offer is, and a lot of people say you're always talking about the same, financial advice.
Right.
If they need anything, to be there for them. My kids never take it because they don't need it. But if I see that they are struggling in one way or the other way, we're always there for them.
Be careful. They could be listening to this.
Yeah,
So,
they could be listening, and they will listen to it, and they will say, "No, I don't need it."
yes, yeah, just joking.
No, I know. You enjoy yourself.
Yes.
Okay, we can afford to help him.
Yeah, that's the
We
thing
can
too.
afford to
Yeah.
help him. There's a lot of people that cannot
Can't.
afford,
Yeah.
but we even offer them to have people cleaning the houses, and they say, "No, if you send me a cleaner, I'll buy myself,"
Wow.
because they don't want us to help them that way. But we're willing. We're willing. Even Daniel called me the other day and said, "Dad, can we organize for someone to come once a week, because now it's so busy with the new office, once a week to do my grass and do this?" Say, yeah, no problem. We'll sort it out. No. If you're gonna buy, I'm not gonna offer them. I don't want them. So we're organizing somebody. He's gonna buy. Apparently, that's all right. We got plenty of cleaners that will do it.
Yeah.
But the financial way, it's very important as well. And I hope we can always help in them. I don't know if that's your number 5 or not, but that's because we can afford it. You know?
Yes. No, I think it's a great number 5. It's an amazing thing, how life is. When you're young and you're growing with a family, that's when you need a lot of financial resource and you don't have. And when you reach 60, if you've worked hard in life, well, normally you've got plenty of finance and it's now available because the family is gone and you've got a lot to spend.
We don't
on.
I
spend a
think,
lot. We don't
I
spend
think
a lot.
also the kids, you got to bring up your kids not to be selfish. Because nowadays, you see a lot of families that they want to take and take and take. And I haven't seen that in our kids. And I haven't had that with my brother or my sister. We never been thinking, when my mom sold the house, how much is she going to give us? Is she going to give us any money? We never did that. My mom did it her own way.
Yes.
And she always split in 3 parts because there's 3 of us.
Yep.
She never took advantage of anyone, but and that's how kids are. They know that everything is for the 4 of them. They're not selfish kids, and that is so good because we know that if one day we're not here, then hopefully they're not going to be fighting over whatever we leave behind.
Yes.
They're just going to be happy to share between the 4 of them.
We were
That's how
even
it's
thinking
supposed
to
be.
put you on a wheel, but we don't know if we can do that.
No, I don't think that you'll ever have a problem. I think that sometimes I get called upon, but it's not. It's only because they're having a small disagreement. But otherwise, once we call back to their reason, your children, they are just like musketeers. And I have to say that I've taken a lot out of your book today. There's a few things I'm going to really start, and I think one of the things I'm going to start is probably just that one question every day or SMS or call. I think that's very, very good. I thought that, education was just something that you do when you're at home. The dinners and all these things I do those things. But I didn't get the value of even just asking how they're going through an SMS on a day as a link, as a communication. So I've learned a lot. I thank you so much for your time, and thank you for inspiring me again. Rosa, Oscar, thank you.
Mate,
Thank
it's
you,
been a
Thomas.
pleasure, mate. And I've been listening to your podcast. You're getting much better, man. You're even melting me in some of them, man. Mate, it's excellent. I love him.
Thank you so much, Oscar. Thank you.